Daniela, and I'd like to welcome you here in Avignon. And I would like to take on a nice ride through the city where I live now for the last 20 years almost. Loving Avignon. I have a concept. You see behind me an idea, and I thought like maybe that's a little bit of change, something new, something different. Behind me, here you see my wonderful city bike. I love to bike and I go on a lot of rides, but I also go into city only by bike and not by car. I live just outside of the city walls. When we talk about Avignon, we talk about city walls. You see behind me here huge going up to the Pope's Palace in that direction. We could take the stairs, we don't. So here then you see the street, and it's busy right now. It's lunchtime, so people go quickly home to have their lunch, 1.5 hours maybe, before they go back to work. And beyond, and I hope you can see, there's the Rhone River. And you see people standing there behind the three trees, and over there is a little boat that actually crosses over onto the Ile de Barthelas, a little island in the Rhone River. And this is something that a lot of people use, and it's very nice, something very sweet. We're gonna explore it maybe later, but or at another time we can take the boat together if you come back. So what I would like to do with you is in the future take my bike and go with you on some rides, and as we ride through town, we discover together. Of course, we come by some bigger sites like the Pope's Palace. We will come by, maybe, no, I cannot see it right now, but we will probably see at some point also the Bridge of Avignon. And then other sites as the wonderful museums, squares. But I would like with my show that I do, particularly, I would like to talk to you about everyday life in southern France, because that's where we are. And I start here, and you may think like this is super loud, and why does she start here? I start here because I would like to go with you today into the city, and we just do a straight ride. We do a straight ride for about 5, 7, 8, I don't know, minutes, and we just see what happens as we go along. And just again, so this will be in the series of Be Cool, and you see I did already some. Okay, so then let's just go inside now, and well, it will take us about 8 minutes, well, or maybe a little bit more. So the person comes out, and here it tells us, be careful because there will be engines coming out. I don't know how big these engines are because as you see, it's really tight. And then, bonjour, bon appétit. People are having lunch right now, and we are just riding on straight. And on the right side, we have a big construction behind the former prison. Will be converted, and I will talk a little bit more in a few moments. And here on the right side, you see that these very ancient or old walls. So actually what we have here is a chapel. You see it has lived quite a bit, transformed the walls, and here we will find a sign where it says that this is the chapel of the Pénitents Noirs, which is the black fraternity. These fraternities were very popular in medieval time, and also particularly in post Reformation time, so 16th century, particularly down here in southern France and in Italy. And here you see this beautiful late Renaissance Baroque facade of the Pénitents Noirs, so the black fraternity. And this church was built in the 17th century, and then in the 18th century this facade was added by local sculpture, and the theme is quite straightforward. If you look, it's quite classical actually, on the bottom with the columns, and then on the first with the columns separating the doors of the windows. Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. And on top we have a beautiful relief that we're gonna zoom in a little bit so you can see that a little bit closer. Which is a wonderful Baroque style relief of the beheaded Saint John the Baptist, held on the plate, as that is always the classical way of showing Saint John the Baptist. Saint John the Baptist was the patron saint of this fraternity. And so in this very Baroque style, French Baroque style, here on top we have this very prominent relief. I'm gonna try to zoom in. Should work now in a second. So you can see that, voila. So you can see that a little bit more, voila, voila. Yes, putti, so the angels holding him. Beautiful. Yes, and these fraternities, so there were lay people actually, and they were popular, yes, to service the people, particularly in post-Reformation times. And so here we find this fraternity was particularly occupied with helping the sick, when the building behind was still a hospital, and then eventually when it was turned into a prison, which was active until 2003, it helped the prisoners that were particularly alone and didn't have families, and other charity works. And here we see, we have a panel of what is transformed. So here, yes, I'm going to show you just quickly. Here I'm inside. Behind you see the Pope's Palace, and this is what it has, what it will become. So partly hotel, partly living quarter. So we will see from our history to our future, notre histoire de l'avenir. So up there you see parts of the Pope's Palace and the golden statue of the Madonna you just saw. So we just go straight. So this is a very charming area. Somebody's coming home from work. People live here. It's very quiet. You maybe wonder, why is it so quiet? Why are the shutters closed? Well, the shutters are often closed because people... So here you have another beautiful view. I'm sorry if I have to stop my sentence in between, but this is quite a spontaneous ride here. See? Yes, because most of the people don't have air conditioning, so the only way to keep it cool and yes, a little bit cool in the buildings is by blocking out the sun. Well, we don't get too much sun here. Down here you might want to say, you see, because the streets are so tight in Avignon. So it is quite important. Now people are inside having lunch. People have left on vacation. It is August, and we are in summer 2020, which is of course a quite particular year. Particularly when we think also of, well, on any level, vacation. We have a lot of people coming here, and mostly French people actually. We have Belgians, Swiss, so Europeans are here. The international or outside Europe travels, of course, we are missing this year from all over the world. Also, no Asian guests that we have normally a lot, and of course our friends from North America we don't have this year. But so the people that you see walking here, they are visiting, and so lunchtime, those that are, some have left, others have arrived here, some work, and we will see also some bars and some restaurants. And we will see people eating there too. So that is set. So this is an area where a lot of the buildings were built in the 18th century. And I always like to point out here that we have a mix, a jumble-mumble, mishmash, very eclectic style mix here in Avignon. I find this is a city, has grown really organically around and above each other. So here you have a quite big palace. Again, so this is the Hotel de Madone de Chateau-Blanc, and we are talking 18th century, so like the church was, and at the same time we have a medieval house here just in front of us that we see here. We have views to the Pope's Palace, and we're coming to a wonderful square now in a second. What I wanted to say is that, yes, since there is no room, the city is surrounded by its medieval walls, and there is no room to make it bigger. So therefore, yes, we have to squeeze in building where we can, and that's what Avignon did. And so there's almost no building where you can actually walk around, or where you can explore space in between. So here you see we look down in this direction, small alleys. Now we come to cobblestone. We have the petit train that is right now swimming. Social distancing is a problem, I would say, here, but at least some people wear masks. So here we are, one of the charming squares. It's the street of the chestnuts. We don't have chestnut trees, but plane trees here. And people are having lunch now. And I'm struggling to cobblestone with you. And I'm sorry, but you get the real experience. So just imagine you're walking on cobblestones, you're strengthening your ankles. And we are coming by. So we are going straight. Huh? So far we only went straight. And you see, so here it's all opening up. This is one of the major intersections in the city center here. And I'm gonna just stop them. So then we're gonna just go straight here. So we veer a little bit to the right. Okay, but you will see. I just want to stop here and turn around quickly so you can see what we see. So there's Church St. Peter's, which we see today from the backside. So we came out here where the white van is right now, and then there's a person here behind us. Oh, from Munich, my home city, and he's lost. He doesn't know where to go. I'm born in Munich, yes, in case if you wonder. And Munich is about 900 kilometers from here, so around 700 miles. So he's lost and he wonders. It's not easy to get around here in the city, so if you ever plan on coming here, you can. This is a great base here in Avignon to travel in Provence. Come with the train, 2 hours 14 minutes with the train, with the TGV from Paris. Then you can rent a car. You don't need a car in the city center of Avignon, I would say, but you can also get around by train in between the cities of Arles and so on. But otherwise, to explore the countryside, it's probably better to have a car. So now we are going actually even further inside now. So you see this beautiful, how this is our pedestrian area that we are coming now, but we are out to roll down slowly with our bike, and that's what we're gonna do. And so you see people wandering, and that's what we do. And let's just see. So maybe it's looking at some typical Provençal fabrics, very colorful and very decorative. So these are our shops here in the city center. What do we see? Yes, lavender. Lavender is of course something that we produce a lot here. You maybe have seen images of the lavender fields also. And then people there. We're still on the bike here, not too fast, but the idea is to be cool on our bike, and that's what we are. Look at this charming street here, yes. Yes, so the lavender fields, very popular on postcards, and honey, we make beautiful honey. Now we're crossing over here this intersection, and we're gonna go by these two people. And we are still going just straight on the pedestrian street. So we have one of the small libraries here. The small shops are struggling, as you can imagine. Also here in the city centers, we don't have the huge malls, but we have big shops outside, and rent is relatively expensive. So all of that is quite complicated. So now we're crossing again. So this is a major intersection. And we're going down here. So what else? On this right side we have a coffee shop where I just got some coffee, which I will have at home. We have some street art. Yes, the city is decorated with some street art. We have postcards, we have a disc shop here. I guess you can see it yourself what we have. So then just continuing on. And so this is, we have of course a bigger city, but this is it's just one straight. The idea of today was just going straight and see what happens. What do we have here? My favorite cheese store. Who is on vacation? Fermeture annuelle on the 2nd to 13th of August. He's on vacation. Then we have Bella Ciao, a wonderful bakery. You see people waiting outside because the number of people inside is restricted, and inside people have to wear masks. If you wonder now, why do people walk around without masks? Because they are allowed outside, but not inside. And so as soon as you go inside a public space, you put your mask on. A lot of people wear them outside, not everyone, so they are not getting fined or anything. They do what they have to do. And then we just roll a little bit further here. So here we are already almost through. We just so I'm gonna just stop quick and we have a look back because this is really nice. So here, this is where we come from. On the right side, there's a little shop where they have great ice cream, and I think we will come back to this shop at some point and try some ice cream with my friend. He has a glass bio. Very nice, very nice. And there we have some big palaces again, and we come to one big square. So as we like it, and you see people are sitting on the terraces outside and enjoying their time and their meal. But there is also a big one. We come by. We are at the Place Saint-Didier. This is Place Saint-Didier Church. Church also to go inside. Not today. The Grand Barretta. There's a feeling of Paris almost. We want to say we have our library there in the back with the accreditations. And further on, our yoga studio where I go sometimes. So this is a nice show. And then here we have the House of Wine. And yes, that's where classes of wine are taking place. This is our little free bus that is crossing through. This is crossing through the city, and you can actually hop on for free. It's quite sweet, quite nice, and get brought from A to B. Helps very much, and it has to be teeny tiny because obviously we don't have a lot of space. So I guess you can see why it is absolutely good to have. What did I want to say? I was just confused because I thought I have my mask on actually, so I'm gonna take that off now because we don't need that. And you maybe hear me better now. 1 second, it fell down. There we go. And we're continuing our ride on. We're almost, so we're still just going straight. I've not forgotten about it. Just straight, straight, straight. And let's see, I don't know, we still have not arrived at the other end of town. So on the north side, let's say, we are coming by another intersection. There's another Baladine coming. And here, so now we get traffic in all directions, but it's gonna be fine. Deliveries. And we're pedaling on. Beautiful bakery here. And this is the main square. This is one of the most charming squares. Again, also this one we will discover together. We will come back here. Merci. Here, isn't it pleasant? So, playing trees. So, were we talking about masks? Yes, we did that. And you have more restaurants in the back. Here. So people sit quite close together. The distancing on the terraces, I am not so sure how well that works. Now, I think you can see the light at the end there. We're coming out of the city center, and we come to what we call an extramuros. So I think we have about 12 minutes or so that we were paddling together. I hope you enjoyed it. So this was a little bit everyday life of Avignon, so you can just see. I wanted to bring close to you. If you would come out here off your hotel and you would just go, you pick up a map or not, and you just let yourself float, and you come out and you wander in the city before you go for lunch, and maybe you're hungry now. I'm getting there, so I will make my way back home. Somebody is coming in, making their way to where they have to go. We are leaving now Avignon. We are leaving the city center. Inside Intramuros, coming outside, showing you from this side. We're going to turn around in a second. You see our, I would say, ring road, the inner ring road. And then let's just have a look here and a little bit more of the city wall we have here, which is quite unusual, as I think you can agree on. And now we have done, pretty cool, right? I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to see you again on the tram and with the view on this. I'd like to say thank you for coming and see you soon.